ourselves, do I want to change the world? Why, yes, I do. Any human being, any decent human being will say yes to that. If we're going to reinvent anything, if we're going to galvanize a team around a common purpose, it all starts with who we are and what we do. The question, however, am I willing to scare myself in order to change the world, is the real question. And that's why it's a very personal choice. Nobody can make that for you. So there's got to be something more that we come to work for than just the money. Money's important. There's no denying that. But over and above that, what are we here for? My friend Terry Pierce, who's one of the finest executive coaches on the planet, put it beautifully in an article in the San Francisco Examiner a while ago. I think his words speak for themselves. Here's the way Terry put it. He said, there are many people who think they want to be matadors only to find themselves in the ring with 2,000 pounds of bull bearing down on them and then discover that what they really wanted was to wear tight pants and hear the crowd roar. The congruence between our words and our actions. It's not enough to talk about it. We've got to prove through our actions that we mean it. When those two things don't line up, our words and our actions, it creates confusion, it creates cynicism, and pretty soon we wonder why nobody's following us. So, I'm going to bring us in for a landing here on the assumption that the answer to this question, do I really want to do this? Let's assume that the answer for everybody in this room is yes.
Steve Farber, Extreme Leadership. Steve Farber is the president of Extreme Leadership Incorporated, an organization devoted to the cultivation and development of extreme leaders in business, not-for-profits, public service, and life. His book, The Radical Leap, A Personal Lesson in Extreme Leadership, is a recipient of Fast Company magazine's Reader's Choice Award and was named one of the 10 best business books of 2004 by CEO Refresher. His second book, The Radical Edge, Stoke Your Business, Amp Your Life, and Change the World, was hailed as a playbook for harnessing the power of the human spirit.
Have you heard any management buzzwords over the years? You know, we've done things, we've created our mission statements and our vision statements. We've done total quality management. Anybody here ever re-engineer anything? We used to change things and then we re-engineered them, you know, because it sounded better, it sounded more cutting edge. I remember when re-engineering first started to become real popular as a management buzzword, I heard people use the word this way: move the stapler from the left side of my desk to the right side of my desk. What have I just done here? Re-engineered my workspace. Right? That's a productive day. I had a friend who was going through a divorce at the time, told me he was re-engineering his domestic strategy. You know, it can get a little bit absurd. Here's the all-time classic management buzzword. By a show of hands, please, tell me, how many of you here have ever been empowered? Can I see your hands, please? All right, empowerment is one of these words. It's an important word, right? I mean, it's important to any discussion on leadership and great business. But what's happened with a lot of people is that there's still a pretty big gap between the words that we use and the actual behavior that's supposed to be associated with it. And I don't know if you've seen this happen with the empowerment thing. I mean, I certainly have. We still have a ways to go as far as that. Let me see if I can demonstrate this for you real quick. I'm just going to come down here just for a moment, if you don't mind, and tell me if this might look familiar to you at all. Okay? I'm sorry. What's your name? Sean. Sean? Okay, Sean. Let's say that you work for me. Okay, you can't see Sean's face, but he's really happy about this. Okay, Sean works for me. Now, let's say that my boss recently went away on one of these conferences where they talked about empowerment, right? And she got all excited now. She knows that empowerment's the way to go. So the first thing she does when she gets back to work is she fires off an email to all of her direct reports, including myself, saying that from now on, we're going to empower people around here. So now I'm going to go empower Sean. Now, what's my motivation here? Why am I going to do this? I was told to, right? I damn well better. So it may end up looking something like this. Tell me if you can relate to this at all. Hey, Sean, just got this email from my boss. She says I got to empower you. What does empowerment mean to you? I'll tell you what it means. It means from now on, you're going to start making decisions around here, take better care of our customers, improve our processes and all that garbage. So this shouldn't take very long. Just sit still while I empower you. Sean, I empower you to go out there to make decisions, to take care of our customers and all that garbage, so go forth and be empowered. One last piece of advice, however. Don't screw it up. And before you make any decisions, check with me. Can you relate to that at all? Okay. Now, of course, you know the point, right? The point is that that's not empowerment. That's using a new vocabulary word with the same old behavioral garbage associated with it. And leadership is certainly another one of those buzzwords. And it's a buzzword for all the right reasons. The reasons these things become popular to begin with is because they're great ideas. The challenge, however, is to live up to the promise of the ideas in our own behaviors. And if there's one underlying theme in everything that we're going to be doing here at this conference, it's that leadership ultimately has nothing to do with your position or your title. It doesn't matter where you sit on the company's organizational chart. It doesn't matter what it says on your business card if you have one. It doesn't matter how many people report to you or don't report to you. Leadership is all about who we are, what we do, how we approach our work, and how we approach our lives. And what our topic here this morning is not just leadership, but extreme leadership.
An expert in business leadership